Hello and welcome to another episode of Business Beat with me, Odette. Today we are talking to a powerhouse woman who is running her woman-owned, majority woman employee business, supplying African food from the continent to your home. Philisiwe, welcome to Business Beat.
Thank you, Odette.
You are the founder and CEO of African Basket.
I am.
You left your cushy executive job in a telco to start your own business. Why?
It's a long story, but I'll keep it short. I spent majority of my life working in Africa and Middle East, in most countries. And the one thing that I missed when I was outside of South Africa was food from home.
So you are supplying to South Africa,
Yes.
and is it to the continent or just to South Africa?
So we actually have got three components. We've got a business-to-business component where we are supplying to the big retailers in South Africa, Food Lovers, Pick n Pay, Spar. We've got our own stores, our own retail stores. We've got 16 of them. And we also export to Australia, the UK, and in some instances, Dubai as well.
My goodness, so you are giving a taste of home.
Yes.
To those people who are perhaps outside of the borders of their home and looking for that comfort food and that little nostalgic feeling of home, right? I saw online that you are giving a lot of African brands the opportunity to get a global footprint, and that if you order within 72 hours, you'll have your goods.
Absolutely. One of the biggest frustrations that a lot of big known brands from the continent have is access to the South African space.
Right.
We are the most established in formalizing food retail. We have the known brands, the big hitters, the Shoprite, etc. But to access that kind of shelf space is very difficult,
Yes,
even
it is.
if you are very established within the continent. So we've ended up being a conduit for a majority of those big players. They've partnered with us. And obviously, we really have building a very, very big retail chain that we own. There are so many expats from within the continent, not just South Africans, that are also looking for food from home.
So tell me, what kinds of food do you have in African Basket?
It's the whole basket. We start from cereal to juices, to jams, to peanut butters, to sweet potatoes. So we go from fruit.
All from the continent?
Yes. We go from fruit to vegetables, dry goods, rice, beans, all the way to cosmetics. And we're still growing. We focused, when we started, we focused in the SADC region, but now we're reaching as far as Kenya. One of the big successful products that we have is tea from Kenya, and Kenya is very well known for tea, and we are currently focusing into expanding to West Africa and including West Africa in our basket.
That is incredible. With over 100 employees,
Yes.
most of whom are women.
Yes.
Kudos to you.
We are 65% women and growing. Our management is majority women. Obviously, I'm the founder, I'm a woman. My head of marketing is a woman, my head of HR, my head of finance. So it's a very core focus for us, especially in the retail space, to empower women.
And your stores, the 16 stores that are all over Mzansi.
Yes.
Where are they?
We have got about 14 of them in Gauteng. So going from central Johannesburg, in Hillbrow, in Yeoville, you go to Midrand, you go to Germiston, we've got 2 in Pretoria, we've got Kempton Park in Randburg, and then we've got a recent store in the Western Cape that was opened last year, very successful, and the very last baby store that we've just opened is in Limpopo. So we're very, very proud of that, and we are rolling out fast but very carefully into the rest of the country as well.
What are some of the learnings as an entrepreneur looking back? If you look back at your cushy corporate job where you kind of received your salary every month to the leap in entrepreneurship that is so difficult sometimes, what are some of the learnings that you found?
I think the number one learning is your why. Why are you doing it? Because the journey of entrepreneurship is so hard on a day-to-day basis, you really need a compelling why. And that becomes your North Star. When the days are dark, my days were very dark during COVID, and the North Star of why we're doing what we do was really important in terms of seeing food not just as sustenance, but seeing food as a hug. Because that's the only reason people will drive from far-flung places like Free State to come to Joburg to buy our food.
Right.
Because they are looking for a feeling, they are looking for home, they are looking for belonging. And that's what we bring. We bring something that is way beyond just, I'm hungry.
Right.
But people are driving that far and wide to come to our stores to look for something familiar, to look for a hug, to look for home.
That is so awesome. What is the one piece of advice that you would give to a young and aspiring entrepreneur who would like to leave their job one day and pursue their dreams of opening their own business?
It's hard.
Yeah.
Think long term. Entrepreneurship is about longevity. We are 10 years into it now. We started as far back as 2013, and then we've had to pivot along the way. So be prepared to learn and change your mind. But the biggest lesson is it's a long journey. Take a long-term view and breathe in between. There is the peaks and the troughs, but keep going forward.
That is a great piece of advice, and I couldn't agree with you more. Philisiwe, thank you so much for being here on Business Beat. Thank you so much for giving Africans all over the world a piece of home. And as we say here on Business Beat, may your business grow from success to significance.
Thank you, good day. Thanks for having me.
Well, there you have it, South Africa. If you long for a piece of home, when you're out of the country, you know where to get your next meal. If you have friends anywhere in the world, direct them to the African Basket online. They can shop and they can get that little bit of nostalgia that they're looking for. It's just a click away. Until next time.